So you're thinking about moving to Uptown New Orleans, but you want to do a little bit of research first, which is how you ended up on this video. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome to the channel. All right, I'm going to take you today in my Google Maps, my handy dandy Google Maps, and I'm going to show you around town, what there is in Uptown, things that you can do as a local, and more. Let's get to it. All right, before we jump into the video, I want to introduce myself if this is your first time to our channel. My name is Riley, and my team and I have received thousands and thousands of messages from people just like you, and you, and you, and you over there. So whether you are moving in 9 days or 90 days, shoot us a text or an email, give us a call, or schedule a Zoom call with us, and we would absolutely love to meet with you. All right, now let's jump into the video. Okay, welcome to my computer and my Google Maps. I have us pulled up right now on the awesome South Shore of New Orleans. As you can see, more downtown New Orleans is right here, as well as the French Quarter, which is right here, which we spoke about in a previous video. If you haven't watched that, maybe go check it out if you're interested. We are going to be focusing on Uptown today, which is I'm specifically going to be focusing on this area below 90, which I believe is South Claiborne Avenue. Let me clear that out and zoom in a bit. And although we're not going to be focusing above South Claiborne Avenue, I would just like to say, I'm pretty sure Holly Grove is where Lil Wayne grew up. So that's an exciting fun fact. All right. Let's jump into some popular roads of Uptown. First being, let me get my pen here. First being St. Charles Avenue, right here and so on. St. Charles Avenue is the street with the famous streetcar. It's awesome, it's useful, it's pretty to look at. Not only is the streetcar pretty to look at, but the oak trees and the greenery along St. Charles Avenue is beautiful. There's these massive oak trees. I hope that Stephanie got it in her video. I really love that area. I think it's pretty. There's restaurants and shopping and so much to do. And like I said, it's famous for that streetcar. Not only do tourists like to take it around town, but so do the locals. If you work, let me jump back in. If you work, let's say in the warehouse district or the central business district, which is about a 15-minute drive or so, there it is, you can hop on the streetcar and it'll essentially lead you right there. So that's pretty cool. Let's clear that out and then move over here just a little bit. The French Quarter is just a little further right here for your more lively scene, your restaurants, your bars, museums, weekend activities, if you will. That is about a 20-minute drive from Uptown. And same with, or not same with, but Champion Square, if you want to go watch a Saints game or you have another team that's playing at the Superdome, or maybe you're going to a concert that's at the Smoothie King Center that's like somewhere right in there. That is about a 10-minute drive or so, give or take. All right, let's clear that out. And as, I guess while we're talking about some distances, the airport in relation to Uptown is right there. And why don't we go like this? Oh gosh. Okay, there we go. And, oh my gosh. I don't even know how to work that. Okay, ignore me. We're gonna go from Uptown, this area to, perfect, to MSY Armstrong International Airport. Perfect. All right, about a 30-minute drive, which that's pretty normal, I would say. A 30-minute drive, especially for the middle of the day, that's pretty normal coming from Uptown. If you are traveling to the airport during heavy traffic hours like rush hour or a busy popular weekend, definitely give yourself an extra 15 minutes or so, in my opinion. Okay, next on the list, why don't we talk about the Audubon Park and the Audubon Zoo? So let's scroll down in here, which is in Uptown. So I personally love this area. I used to live in Metairie area, right over here. I used to live like right over here, and there's a trail that you can take along the Mississippi River. It comes down, and I used to ride my bike all the way to Audubon Park. I think it's so pretty. There's not only tons of trails that you can ride along, walk along. If you're into rollerblading, there's what am I missing? Oh, I'm missing so much. If you have kids, there's parks, there's workout stations along the paved walkways. There's a golf course. There is a zoo. There's a zoo. There's also this area along the Mississippi River that you can come and have a picnic all along here. There's pavilions that you can eat at or sit and read. There's tons of reading spots in Audubon Park though. There's all of these waterways. I am struggling with that today. Okay. There's all of these little waterways that the paths that you walk around on the paths. As well as if you're golfing, there's waterways as well. I just really like this area. It's peaceful. And although Uptown itself is less busy as the downtown New Orleans, like French Quarter area, it is a little bit more relaxed, more peaceful, more quaint. This area specifically of Uptown, I think is so relaxing. I just really enjoy going there. I think a lot of locals do. And if you live in this area, you can partake in this kind of stuff every weekend if you want to. While we are down here by Audubon, let's go ahead and talk about some restaurants. First being Clancy's. So let's zoom in here. Clancy's right here. I have it hearted so it was easy for us to find. Clancy's is a Creole style seafood restaurant. It is delicious. Another restaurant right here is Gautro's Restaurant. It is a little bit more elegant, if you will, French inspired restaurant. Right over here is Saffron. Saffron is more Indian food that was reinvented using New Orleans style ingredients. That is a must try. And one of my personal favorites is Giacomo's up here. And I always think that I pronounce that wrong, and maybe I do, but I love bringing my family here, especially family from out of state. And here, Oak Street, whoa, that is a bad line. Oak Street right there is one of my favorite streets of Uptown. They have really cool bars and restaurants, and the street is just it's similar to New Orleans, like you know that you're in New Orleans, but it has a different feel to it. You feel a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a little bit slower paced, but it's not quite as downtown. I would say that Oak Street brings more locals. That's a better way to describe it. The French Quarter is awesome, so much fun. So is Magazine Street in its own way. Magazine Street is more restaurants, cafes, definitely shopping, like antique shopping and whatnot, and boutiques. But I find that Magazine Street and just like Bourbon Street and some other areas of the French Quarter bring a lot of tourists, which is great. There's also quite a bit of locals that go there. But I feel like Oak Street just has that local flair. I feel like more people that, if we're going to go to this area with my husband and friends and whatnot, we would choose Oak Street over, let's say, somewhere in the French Quarter to go and eat and have some drinks. That's just a personal favorite of mine. But getting back to it, this restaurant, it's casual and funky and Cajun, Creole, soul food. I love bringing my family here. It's very different and the food is so good. There's also a bar right by it. Maple Leaf Bar. That's another popular bar that a lot of people like to enjoy in the area, as well as, and I sometimes say this wrong too, Tipitina's. Tipitina's has live music. So does Maple Leaf Bar. Those are two pretty popular spots for locals to go and grab drinks from. What am I missing? I guess, oh, did I even talk about Magazine Street really? Let's go ahead and zoom in. It is right. Again, my lines, I swear. Okay. So that line borders Magazine Street for you. There's, like I said, lots of restaurants, coffee shops, cafes. There's shopping, like thrift shopping, antique shopping. There's boutiques. There's dress stores. There's hair salons, nail salons. Really good restaurants, honestly. I really like going to Magazine Street to eat. Let's clear that out and back up a little bit. There's a Whole Foods right there. And if we come over here, let me just run down Magazine Street for you a little bit. Okay. Jewelry store, Kendra Scott's, like I said, Whole Foods. There's coffee and donuts, burritos. Everyone likes Mexican food. No, I do. There's a po' boy spot. Massage, like I said, there's, oh, and look, hair too. Hair, nail, spas, you name it, it's on Magazine Street. There's a bar, there's restaurants right there, another salon, pizza. The list goes on and on. Most of these are more not chains. What's the word I'm looking for? Mom and pop type restaurants and places to eat and shop and whatnot. They're not going to be your high chain Olive Garden, Texas Roadhouse type of restaurants. I love Magazine Street. I love Oak Street and Magazine Street. They both are a favorite of mine in the New Orleans area. I think that pretty much wraps up, besides, I guess, just pointing out that all of these streets throughout, going back and forth, those are pretty much all residential streets. So there's tons of housing available. I believe Stephanie touched on some of the houses in that area, so you know what is available in Uptown or what the houses are like in Uptown at different price points. And maybe one last thing that I can mention before we go is this street down here, Tchoupitoulas Street. You're probably thinking, what the heck does that say? The T is silent. Tchoupitoulas Street. It also has, we can zoom in here. It also has some shopping, a little bit more big store shopping. There's also bars, restaurants. It's not quite as busy, meaning there's not so many restaurants and shopping and everything so close together like on Magazine Street and whatnot, but you do have some bigger stores like Rouse's Market. That's a grocery store if you're not familiar. and there's a big FedEx shipping center. There's a Winn-Dixie, that's another grocery store in the area, Wendy's. So just another main street of Uptown. And honestly, sometimes if you're coming from, depending on where you're coming from, Tchoupitoulas Street might be the fastest route. I don't find it as busy and as many stops as, let's say, Magazine Street and St. Charles Avenue. So, especially if you end up moving or finding a house somewhere in the lower Uptown area. Well, I think that wraps up, for the most part, this portion of the map video. All right, that pretty much concludes the map portion of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, would you please consider subscribing to our channel and maybe liking the video, referring a friend to the video? It definitely helps us out and also allows other people to find our channel and help them out as well. All right, and like I said before, whether you are moving in 9 days or 90 days, we would love to help you with your smooth move to New Orleans. Send us that text or that email, give us a call or schedule that Zoom call, and we would love to help you with your smooth move. All right, now let's go ahead and roll with the footage from Uptown.